five wide as we get ready for NFL free agency, which begins on Wednesday. Players and teams can negotiate during this two-day window. I'm Tommy Tran, Ben DiNucci, Logan Ryan, Kyle Long, Pete Prisco, who's also got Jonathan Jones and Jenny Dell standing by. But just overall, quick thoughts on this two-day period, Pete Prisco. I'm going to give you first word about how we feel about now until Wednesday.
A panic time for a lot of teams. You go out and you spend a lot of money on good players when you're spending great money on them when you should be doing that. I think it's a panic time.
I think it's one of those times as a player, you wake up in your bed, you might get some amazing news, or you get some terrible news. One of your best friends might be out the building, signed somewhere else. Exciting time, but it's like a make or break period. You either get it wrong or you get it really right.
This is Christmas morning, in my opinion. This is the biggest way to make immediate change for your team next year. I look at the teams in the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold came in free agency for the Seahawks. I look at the Patriots. They spent the most money in free agency last year. Look where that led them.
And for general fans of the game, this is your time of the year, too. Kind of the dead period after the Super Bowl. Who's my team going to get? Quarterbacks, playmakers, guys on defense. A lot of shifting teams. We'll see what happens the next couple of days.
Free agency on the horizon. We have the draft after that as teams try to compete and be what the Seahawks were, which are champs. And we're going to react to more of it throughout the afternoon. But let's send it over to Jenny Dell with our lead NFL insider, Jonathan Jones, and JD and JJ. What do you guys got?
What a crew we got going on here. JJ is going to be joining us in just a second. When you look at this period of time right now, JJ, there's a lot of rumors getting floated around. There's a lot of information coming in. What's the latest that you're hearing?
Oh, my goodness, Jenny, we could go on, and so stop me if you want, but this is now the legal tampering window. We have been anticipating that Travis Kelce will be back with the Kansas City Chiefs. All signs have pointed to that. All signs continue to point to that. He has only known the Kansas City Chiefs as an NFL organization. That appears to be continuing, though the contract details still being worked through. But again, all signs have been, continue to be, are pointed toward Travis Kelce returning to the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, I know there's a report out there about Trent Williams, and we've been talking about him since Combine Week. Is he going to stay with the San Francisco 49ers? You're talking about one of the highest paid offensive linemen in NFL history, if he's not the highest paid offensive lineman in NFL history. We can fact check that with Kyle Long. He knows about these men's pockets. There's some talk that he could get dealt because he wants another payday. I'm not sure that's going to happen unless somebody is going to give the San Francisco 49ers a big-time return in trade compensation and draft pick compensation. So that is far from being settled. There's still about 11 days until a $10 million option bonus kicks in for Trent Williams. So we are not feeling like that has to happen right now, but it is something that we are on the watch for. Tua Tagovailoa. We talked about him earlier today, being released by the Miami Dolphins. Here's what you need to know. He is going to be released. They are going to take on a $99 million dead cap hit that they will spread across 2 years. Because of certain accounting measures, this will not be official until Wednesday. Then he will be free to sign with another team. The expectation, Jenny, right now is that he will ultimately sign with the Atlanta Falcons. They'll sign him for the veteran minimum, $1.3 million. He's a lefty. They play indoors. They play against warmer weather teams. They have Michael Penix Jr., also a lefty, who may not be ready for OTAs, minicamp, training camp, may not even be ready for week one. So we'll see what it looks like for a different change of scenery for Tua. And then lastly, talking real quick about the wide receivers. Alec Pierce staying in Indianapolis. Alec Pierce is staying in Indianapolis. I got word about that earlier, that it was likely to happen. New England was in the mix. Some other teams were in the mix. Alec Pierce, who was set to cash in free agency. The Colts decided to transition tag Daniel Jones. That meant that they could see Alec Pierce be gone. But I can tell you right now, Alec Pierce will be remaining with the Indianapolis Colts.
All right, JJ, is your cell phone all charged up?
Sort of.
You should charge that.
But we're rocking and rolling. Also, hey, I know we're going to talk about Alec Pierce, but just before anything else takes place, not anticipating a deal with A.J. Brown today. I don't think that's going to happen. Mike Evans, future Hall of Famer, he could be dealt at any, excuse me, not dealt. He could sign somewhere at any point. I do not think it's going to be with Tampa Bay. I think his career there is over. He could be signing somewhere very, very soon. That's all I got right now, Jenny.
That's some pretty good news right now, JJ. It just all is tipping off at this moment. We're going to come back to you throughout the day. So make sure to have that cell phone all charged up, that laptop ready to go. Tommy, you can take it away with our crew here.
All right, Jenny, certainly appreciate it. JJ, thank you for the latest information back here with the fellas. And Pete, I'll start with you. A couple of things here. Trent Williams open to be dealt by the San Francisco 49ers, but Alec Pierce, which was your number 4 top free agent, your top 100, after the transition tag with Daniel Jones, people questioning whether his stay in Indianapolis was going to happen. You heard it from JJ here. What's the reaction from you?
This is a team that's all in. You trade 2 first-round picks to go get Sauce Gardner, you're all in. This is a staff that probably has to win this year. This is a front office and Chris Ballard who probably has to win this year. So why not do everything you can to win this season? And I think keeping Pierce makes sense from that standpoint. We have to see what the contract details are. I mean, you're talking about
4 for 114 reportedly.
Yeah, I mean,
big money.
Let's go.
You're talking about
Come on, Alec Pierce.
You're talking about paying number 1 wide receiver money for a guy who's probably a 1A or a 2, and so that's a lot of money for that guy. But I get it; they have to win this year, or they're all out.
Hey, look, Ben, Logan, Pete, we all know that with what they do and what their identity is in Indianapolis is pound that rock. We're going to just force the hand of the defense to respect us at the line of scrimmage. And what does Alec Pierce do? Almost better than anybody in the National Football League, downtown Julie Brown. That's where he's at a lot of times. So it gives that offensive coordinator the ability to beat up the line of scrimmage, pound the meat, and then go over the top to Alec Pierce. I love the move of keeping him in Indianapolis.
I love it on both sides, right? And especially for Alec Pierce, right? Because I feel as if, and Pete, you mentioned it, I don't know if Alec Pierce is a true number 1 receiver in other situations. If I'm defending the Indianapolis Colts, I'm taking away that run game in Jonathan Taylor, right? They have a really good tight end I got to worry about as well, and they have Michael Pittman. So I don't know how much attention Alec Pierce garner. So some of these stats are gaudy, but I feel like he fits that system so well. He goes in free agency and tests a new team and see what it's like being a number 1 receiver every single day, having the top corner follow you, having double teams follow you might not have that same production. So great for Alec Pierce. He got that bag, and it's in the Colts, a system he knows. Pete, they're all in, but it's a win-win on both sides because going to the wrong team in the wrong situation, trying to be that number 1 receiver, is not it's all what it's cracked up to be because you're going to follow number 1 corners all day long. So good for Alec Pierce staying in Indy.
I think this is a huge win for the Colts as well. You just saw it. He's led the league the last 2 years in yards per reception. So keeping that productivity in-house. Daniel Jones is probably somewhere smiling right now as he's rehabbing back from that injury. A quarterback's best friend is a third down, big physical target. This is a big get for the Colts, keeping him in-house and having him back next year.
Being a resident quarterback, what stood out to you about the connection with Alec Pierce and DJ through the, say, first 10 weeks of the season before the broken fibula, before the Achilles there, that was working so well out in Indy?
Yeah, I think the big thing, quarterbacks, you're looking for security blankets. Most times those are tight ends. Those are big physical downfield receivers. And with Alec Pierce, you've got that. Over 20 yards a catch. He's your third down guy. He's your let's take a shot. Let's keep the defense honest. Maybe have them, roll away from some coverages. But for Daniel Jones, for Alec Pierce,
$1 million a year, or anything
north
of
I would do?
37.
I'd take that tag off. I'd let him walk, and I'd go get Kyler Murray and pay him $1.5 million. That's what I would do. I'd save about $40 million per year and play the season with Kyler Murray.
There are some veteran quarterbacks that are out there, good players, big money. Our offensive lineman, Kyle Long, Trent Williams, all-world. We know when he's healthy, but we're hearing from JJ and other places, of course, that the Niners are open to move him. What are your thoughts about Williams, where he's at?